Greetings and salutations. I have returned. Okay. We gotta do some discussion here today, guys. A lot of fuckery going on today. A lot of fuckery I'm seeing. And I'm not, and I've seen it more than once, okay? I've seen it several times. There's lots of things that I'm gonna cover in this video. Okay, can y'all see me? Hold on. That's better, isn't it? Okay. So, this is going to be a several topic video here. And, lots of fuckery going on today. I don't know if it's this full moon and eclipse and shit that happened Friday, or what's going on. But I'm seeing lots of fuckery today. So the first fuckery I want to address is common sense. Common sense. I've seen this several times in the groups on Facebook. Someone will burn a candle or light a fire or do a work or something on top of a paper plate or a styrofoam plate or something, and then the plate catches on fire and they post a picture of it and go, "Oh, my plate caught on fire. What does this mean? That means something. What does it mean?" No, it means don't fucking start a fire on something that's flammable. Like, like seriously, you're gonna burn your house down. Be more careful. Like, use a metal, like, pan or a plate, like a porcelain plate, a glass plate, something that's not going to catch on fire, okay? That's what it means. It means you're being a, I don't know, but stop that fuckery, okay? Be careful with your flames and your candles. Styrofoam melts, paper plates catch on fire. Even if you just had a little tea light set on a styrofoam plate, the heat from that metal around a tea light is going to melt through the plate, and it's not good. You could burn your house down. So guys, be more careful and stop this fuckery, okay? The second fuckery that is to be addressed today is, I see people, and I have not addressed the people's posts personally, so I don't know if this is how they're meaning it, but it's how it's coming across. I see people saying, how can I use this saint, or how can I use this Loa, or what can I use them for this purpose? What is Saint Expedite used for? What can I use them for? No, people, no. I'm sure it's just the terminology. I'm sure it's not what they're meaning, but that's what they're saying, okay? And if that's what they're saying, I mean, that's the way they're coming off when it comes to the spirits. They're thinking they can use spirits, okay? No. You cannot use spirits. You can petition spirit. Now there is actually there are spirits that can be used, okay, but it's usually the dead or umfumbe or whatever you want to call them. If you have made a pact through necromancy or some other form of practice, if you've made a pact with a spirit like a dead, like a umfumbe or a deceased spirit, you can make a pact with them, and you can trap them, or you can trap them in something, and then you can use them. You can send them out to do work for you, okay? Saints, Loa, Orisha, any of these elevated, whatever you want to call them, deities, demigods, elevated spirits, they cannot be used, okay? And to use that kind of terminology is very wrong. You can petition them, you can ask them to help you, okay? But you cannot have the in your mind the terminology that, oh, I need some money quickly, I'm going to use Saint Expedite. No. No. You do not use spirits. And if you have that mentality, spirits are not going to be happy with you. They're not going to be happy with you, and they're going to fuck your life up. So just take that warning now, okay? Change your mentality. If that's what it is, because that's the way it's coming across. You do not use spirits and saints and elevated loa or any of that. You do not use them. If anything, they use you, okay? So we need to stop this fuckery, alright? This mentality has to, like, 100% change around. And I kind of went into this on like another video. If, you know, all of a sudden you heard of a loa that you never heard of before, or you're against Christianity, Catholicism, any of that, but then you want to turn around and petition a saint, they don't know you, okay? They don't know you. You can't just all of a sudden go up and say, I need this, do this for me. I'm going to buy a candle and I'm going to put a water and a prayer card, and I'm going to use them, and they're going to do what I want. They don't know you, okay? To work with a spirit, that relationship has to be built and built and built. I have said this in other videos. Please, guys, go back and watch my old videos. You cannot just all of a sudden one day say, I need this, the spirit's going to do it for me, I'm going to use them for that. You can't do that. You have to build that relationship with your spirit. If they don't know you, if you don't have a relationship with them, why should they do anything for you? Why would they help you? They don't know you. They don't know you. Okay, this relationship has got to be built over time before you go and ask a spirit for anything. Okay, you got to honor them, elevate them, venerate them daily for months and months, and build that relationship before you ask for anything. And I said this before in a previous video, I'll say it again because somehow y'all are missing this point. Everybody has that friend, okay? Everybody has that friend that calls them when they need something. And you don't hear from them. You don't ever hear from this person unless they need something. Then they come running to you and asking you for shit. That's the only time you hear from them. Do you like that friend? Like, seriously, how willing are you to help that friend out? It's the same with spirits, okay? They don't know you. You don't have a relationship with you. You're not even friends. So why would they help you? Okay? You have to build that relationship. You can't just use them when you need something. Alright? This fuckery has got to stop. Now for the last fuckery. The last fuckery. Maybe maybe you guys can see this. This is my new cigar tamper. It is solid amethyst. And I got this super cheap. And it's, you know, it's for tamping the tobacco cigar. I said cigar. Pipe tamper. It's really cool. I love this thingy. Okay. So the last fucker I got to address. I'm preaching now. I got to get the smoke going. Alright. This is a really good blend. I got this at a specialty pipe shop, and it tastes like a campfire. Oh, it's lovely. It's a 3 tobacco blend that I mixed myself. Okay. So the last fucker I need to address is this double standard in the hoodoo community, and I have done the video on judging other people. It is called Judge Not, Lest Ye Be Judged, and go back and watch that shit, guys. There is this double standard in a community, and people judging other people, and it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. All you're doing is feeding that ego. Judging other people does nothing for you. Okay, we had a discussion in a group today because someone had an issue with one of my Hoodoo a Day posts that mentioned squeezing an animal until it dies. Okay, and then you dry it and you use it, you put it in a powder. And if anybody knows the tradition and where this shit comes from, This should not be an issue, okay? But somehow, some people are thinking that's cruelty to animals. Squeezing an animal till it dies. Okay, well, the animals suggested, the animals to be used in this powder were little animals, okay? It was like, I don't even remember what all it was. It was like a lizard and a mole. And I don't know if y'all ever had moles. I hate the fucking moles, man. They're terrible. They tear your yard up. They kill your grass. They fuck everything up. Moles are terrible. I would have no qualms at all squeezing a fucking mole to death. Like, that would not bug me in the least. Okay, but I know there was a mole in there and a lizard. I think there was another one. It might have been a snake or like something. But little critters, okay, little critters. And the instructions were on the post. Now, y'all gotta remember, I don't make these posts, okay? I made the memes. But these are all coming from old hoodoo traditions and books and publications. A lot of them come from Hyatt's books. So these are old-timey shit. This is where the shit comes from, okay? This is the original, real deal shit. And y'all are just turn it into fuckery. I don't know. If you don't, I mean, you gotta appreciate the shit, you know? So, yeah, so some people were having an issue, the fact that it said squeeze them to death, and then you dry them and put them into powder. Okay, a little critter, like a mole, if you squeeze it, you're going to snap its neck, okay? Any amount of pressure on a little critter like that is going to snap its neck. And that is probably the most quickest and humane way to kill a little critter like that. Okay, if it was like a chicken or a pig or a cow or a goat or something, yeah, squeezing them to death, crushing them to death would be cruel and a long, painful death, and that should not be done. But on a little critter, like a mole or a lizard or something, you squeeze that little bugger's neck, it's going to snap with very little pressure. And that is a quick, instantaneous, nearly pretty much pain-free, no suffering death. Okay? So I don't know why people were not understanding this and having an issue with it. And then we had a troll come on there, and the troll's all like, oh, well, animal cruelty is terrible, and I don't believe in it, da-da-da. So, of course, I asked her, do you eat meat? And she comes right back, yes, I eat meat, and I know what you're going to say, and don't even go there, but okay. But she kept, and I let it slide, okay? I didn't go into it. I let that slide, but she kept coming back and kept coming back and kept coming back, so I had to put her in her fucking place, okay? And it doesn't make any sense, and I know, Mama Spirit Tree, I know you have said this in some of your other videos, and I'm not stealing your shit, just so you know, but I want to put this out for other people that are watching my shit, so they get the same deal, okay? If y'all are eating fucking meat, if you're going to the grocery store and you're buying meat, and these pretty little cellophane wrapped, perfectly nice packages with no blood in them and everything, you still got fucking blood on your hands. Okay, I don't care. And I guarantee you, you're buying meat at the grocery store, those animals are living in horrible, deplorable conditions for their entire lives. Okay, your chickens never see the sun. From the day they're born, they never see the sun. They are kept in buildings with no windows and tiny little cages where they stuff 5 or 6 of them on top of each other. They cut their beaks off so they can't peck at the ones that are piled on top of them and cause infection. They cut their feet off so they can't fight. And then they live in their own piss and shit and filth, which is why they stuff them with all these antibiotics. And then they kill them really cruelly. Okay, that is a horrible life for any living thing, and it's a terrible death. So how can you turn around and judge somebody else because they squeeze a mole till it dies and give it a quick death and break its neck and honor it by using every single piece of it and utilizing that entire animal and its spirit and its ashe in a work that is honoring that animal and that spirit? How can you turn around and then judge somebody else for doing that, but you're going to the store and buying industrial agriculture meat? Like, seriously? How can you do that? And this girl would not quit. I had to block her. I had to block this girl, man, because she just right over her head, man. She didn't get anything I was fucking saying. None of it. That she thought because she didn't actually do the sacrifice, that she didn't kill that chicken, that cow, that pig, or whatever she goes to the grocery store and buys, that she didn't have fucking blood on her hands. And that wasn't cruelty. Okay, it's not cruelty to eat meat that comes from industrial agriculture when they're living in deplorable, horrible conditions their entire lives. But yet it's cruel to sacrifice an animal in a ritual way with honor and respect and love and use every piece of it, including the spirit of the animal. Like, how I don't even get it. I can't even comment on it because I don't even understand. I do not even understand how somebody could draw that conclusion. Okay, how that is, it's such a low level. Like, I'm so far above that level, like I can't even like fathom that kind of intellect. I can't even, I don't even understand it. I don't understand it at all. So yeah, I mean, some of you out there want to, be against the sacrifices and everything. Let me tell you, man, everything you do has a sacrifice. Everything. You're either sacrificing your money to go out and buy all your herbs and your candles and your waters and your oils and whatever. And I guarantee you those hoodoo oils you're buying probably have animal in them. Some part, okay? But yet, you think your hands are clean and not bloody. But your money talks, okay? Money talks, and if you're buying that shit, and you're going to the store and you're buying fucking chicken and bacon and pork chops and this shit from industrial agriculture, you are condoning that torture and cruelty to those animals. Okay, so don't turn around and come to me and say how it's cruel and torture to animals when you fucking eat meat, okay? It's no fucking different. In fact, it's worse. I eat meat. I do sacrifices. That is life. That is the balance. That is the spirit. That is the way it works. And anything you do, as I was just talking about, is sacrifice. Either you're sacrificing your money, buying all your shit. You're definitely, no matter what you do, you're sacrificing your energy to do that shit. Okay? And sometimes you might have to sacrifice an animal. Everything has a different sacrifice, and every work you do is going to have a sacrifice. That's the balance. You want this to happen, this has to be given up for this to happen. You want a road open, you want a door open, this door is now going to be closed behind you. You can't go back. That's a sacrifice. Okay? You want, I've seen people, sometimes the sacrifices are fucked up and you're not ready. You're not ready for the sacrifice, and you don't know what the cost is, and that's why I've made videos saying you better be damn sure on what you're doing. I've known people, and everyone knows, for example, Papa Legba is known as a trickster, okay? I have heard and seen about people running to Papa Legba and asking them for money, and 3 days later, they'll get in a horrible car accident, and they'll be all fucked up. But they win the lawsuit and get their money. That's a fucking sacrifice, okay? So y'all gotta understand the meaning of sacrifice and balance. Alright? Now when you're sacrificing an animal, most of the time you're doing it for a spirit. Okay? If it's not for a spirit, it's for a situation that desperately needs a sacrifice. Now, people, you don't just go out willy-nilly sacrificing, killing animals for, like, stupid shit, okay? No reason. That animal's life is so valuable and so important. And we honor that animal until it's sacrificed. It lives a wonderful life. It's fed good. That animal has to be healthy and treated right, okay? You can't sacrifice a sickly, fucked up animal. That's a terrible sacrifice, okay? Your sacrifice has to be a healthy, happy, well-fed, fat, beautiful animal, okay? And, like going back to squishing the mole or whatever, that mole had a great life, okay? He lived free, he ate grubs and whatever he did and tore up your fucking yard and had a happy little life until the point where you sacrificed him. And another point on sacrifice is they cannot be cruelly sacrificed. You cannot torture the animal that you're going to sacrifice. You can't do that or it's not going to work, okay? It has to be sacrificed humanely. So squeezing the little mole's neck and it's going to snap in an instant and it's a quick, instantaneous death. That is not cruelty, alright? It's not. That is a quick, painless death. How would you sacrifice a mole? Would you slit its throat and let it bleed out? And that would be a long, slow, painful death while it's slowly bleeding out and dying. That would be cruel, okay? Cutting his head off, he's still conscious. I don't know how long moles are conscious for when they lose their head, but I know like people and chickens and shit stay conscious for a long time after they lose their heads. That's why they say, what's the saying? Running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Because you cut a chicken's head off, he's still running around and kicking, okay? He's still alive and conscious, and it takes a long time for him to bleed out and fall over dead. That's cruelty, alright? You gotta do it quick, and you gotta do it humane, alright? So, y'all tell me, how would you sacrifice a mole? Other than squeezing it and breaking its little neck, that would be more humane. And, you know, I don't know. I don't understand these people. But the fuckery gotta stop, okay? Oh, and another little topic I wanted to talk about today is the subject of powders. Some of y'all are mixing shit together and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, okay? And you're in these groups, you're in these hoodoo groups, and you're asking people questions, and the people that are answering don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You gotta watch this shit, man. This is why I tell everyone, you gotta do your own research. Don't go on Facebook and get 500 comments from different people, and 90% of them don't know what the fuck they're talking about, alright? There was one today, about hot foot. Somebody wanted hot foot powder, and I've seen people chiming in and telling them to, like, put all kinds of insects, what was said? And I know the person that made the comment, and she's actually like a good person and everything. It's not anything personal against her or you if you're watching this. It's not personal against you. It's just really know your shit before you're telling people to do some shit, because if they would have done what you told them to do, that would have been some fucked up shit, okay? So you really got to know what you're talking about before you're in there giving out advice to people, alright? So hot foot, basically, you can add anything hot to hot foot that's in a powder form. You can use cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, black pepper, sulfur. Sulfur is number one. You do not have hot foot powder unless you have fucking sulfur in it, okay? And I don't care what anybody tells you, it must have fucking sulfur. And no, cutting off some tips of some fucking matches ain't enough, okay? Sulfur you can get so easily at any place that has a garden section, okay? Like Lowe's, Home Depot, I think even Walmart in the summer when their garden section's open. Any of those, like, home improvement stores or anything like that, or even a nursery, anything like that, any place that sells plants, like a lot of plants, is going to have sulfur, okay? And you can get a great big bag of it for like $10. It's not hard to get. Don't be cutting off tips of 500 matches and thinking you're putting some fucking sulfur in it. It's not enough. Get the real fucking sulfur, okay? So yeah, so it's sulfur, hot foot, black powder, cayenne pepper, red pepper, you can use white pepper, anything that's hot, cinnamon, you can use cinnamon, anything that's hot and powdery. Okay, make your own shit, you know. Anything that's hot and powdery can go into hot foot, but it must have sulfur. That is, like, after sulfur, anything goes as long as it's hot and powdery. You do not add dead insects that sting, bite, or poison it. You don't add spiders, you don't add ants, you don't add wasps, you don't add any of that shit. When you go into the realm of adding insects and dirts, like graveyard dirt and shit like that, you're making a whole different thing. Okay, you're on the road to making gopher dust. Okay, and gopher dust is some serious ass shit. It's not fucking hot foot powder. Okay, hot foot powder is just to drive someone away. Okay, make them hot footed out of your area, get the fuck away from me. You know, gopher dust can fuck some shit up. Okay, this is a cursing, hexing powder. It can cause serious fucking illness on a target, or even death if it's mixed correctly. Okay, so y'all please do your research and know what you're talking about before you go in these groups and start giving out recipes and information to people, because you can fuck them up, man. You're gonna fuck them up. If that girl, you know, I don't even know if it was a girl, if the fucking commenter who made the post asking for a hot foot recipe had listened to this other poster and added all these insects and snake skin and like all this shit, it wouldn't have been hot foot, and it would have really fucked up the target. Okay, like possibly killed them. Alright, so this is some serious ass shit. Know what the fuck you're doing before you're going and telling people what to do. This is a fuckery, alright? Man, y'all, and you know, if you do that shit and they make that shit and they fucking harm their target, like seriously, or fucking kill them, right back to you, honey. Right back to you, because you gave them that recipe. You gave them that fucking recipe and told them to fucking do that shit. So here comes the fucking payment and the balance right back at you. After it hits her, right to you. You gotta really watch what you're doing, man. This shit is not a joke. It is not a fucking game. Alright, so stop it with all the fuckery. Stop the fuckery. Somebody was yelling at me in one of the groups because I was swearing too much in some of my videos, and like, you know, I'm sorry. Sometimes it gets the point across better, and that's like my word. Fuckery is my word, alright? And that's exactly what is going on. I can't call it anything else. Okay, what else should I call it besides fuckery? I'm at a loss. I have no idea, because that's what it is. Okay, so I'm sorry for the swearing, for those of you that are whatever, you know, meh, this is my real life. This is how I talk, okay? This is me, real deal. Y'all know me, alright? I was born and raised on the fucking Appalachian Mountains, on top of the Appalachian Trail, man, was my address. And that's just me, I swear, alright? I'm sorry. If y'all got a problem with that, stop watching my videos, okay? Because it's gonna keep happening. Sorry. Not sorry. Was there anything else I needed to address? The only other fuckery I seen going around is people that are posting in groups that are working for clients. Man. Go back, watch that video on choosing your spiritual worker wisely, or something like, I think that's what it's called. People are paying these people to do work for them, and then the people who do the work can't read their work. So they turn to Facebook in the groups, and they post pictures of it. And they go, what does my wax mean? What does the candle mean when the flame's flickering like this? What does this pattern mean? It's for a client. I needed this read. If y'all can't read your shit, don't be doing work for other people. You shouldn't even be doing work for yourself. You shouldn't be doing work, period, if you don't know what your shit means. Okay? But especially should not be taking people's money and doing work for other people when you don't know what it means, when you can't read it. If you don't know what goes in, you know, I seen some other fuckery posts, you know, oh, I'm making a sour jar, vinegar jar, some fucking shit for a client. Is it okay if I put this or that in it? Should I put this in it? Da-da-da. If you don't know that shit, don't take that person's money. Don't be doing that shit. Don't be doing work for other people and taking their money if you don't know what you're doing. God damn, y'all. How hard is it to have integrity in this shit? Like, seriously, man. 100% fuckery going on around here. I don't know. And it's just all popping up. Like, the last couple days. It must be this, like, full moon eclipse thing that happened this weekend. I don't know, man. But there is some serious fuckery popping up this weekend. Was there anything else? Anything else, honey? No? Are you sure? What other fuckery should I talk about? What have you seen? It's gotta stop, y'all. Man, seriously. And someone else had an issue. It was on the same post with the squeezing the mole or something. And someone was, oh, I'm against animal sacrifice. It's animal cruelty. And there's other ways to do it. Yeah, just like mullein can be substituted for graveyard dirt. Seriously, people, come on. Like, some shit has to be done. And it's done that way for a certain fucking reason. Shut up! Hate that dog. It's done that way for a certain reason. It's been passed down. Y'all gonna get squirted now. Through the traditions and through the lineage that way, because that's the way it's done. Do not substitute mullein for graveyard. Do not. If something calls for a part of an animal, unless it is a domesticated animal that are kept for pets. Like some really old hoodoo recipes call for black cat bones or some shit like that. That is a pet, that is an animal, that is a domesticated animal. And if y'all don't know the difference between a wild animal like a mole or a lizard and a domesticated animal like a cat or a dog, domesticated means that these animals were born, bred, and raised to be companions to humans. They depend on us. They are not wild, where they know how to go out and hunt their food and find shelter and all this shit. They are born, bred, and raised by us, for us, to be companions for us. They depend on us to feed them, to give them water, to take care of them health-wise, and love them. Okay, so that's where I draw the line personally on sacrifice. Now, some people do that shit, you know. Some people do that shit. I personally don't feel that's right on those domesticated animals, okay? But yeah, so somebody was, oh, animal cruelty and sacrificing animals is wrong, and then your animal cruelty stance. But let me tell you something. If you come on one of my posts and you start saying shit about animal cruelty, you better fucking come back and tell me you don't eat no meat. Okay, then I might respect you. Alright? But if you're gonna sit there and try and be a judge without a fucking bench and come down on other people for doing animal sacrifices when you're sitting there eating industrial agriculture fucking meat from the damn grocery store, don't you dare. Don't you dare come and talk about you got a problem with animal sacrifices and animal cruelty and all this bullshit. Because you got blood on your hands too. And guess what? The blood on your hands is worse than the blood on mine. Because my animals were done humanely, they were honored, they were healthy, they were loved, and they were killed quickly and without torture. Okay? Your industrial agriculture animals that you're eating every day, not even close. Not even close to that. So before you come judging, you better have a clean slate. You better have a fucking bench to sit on and wear that black robe and judge somebody, okay? Don't you dare come back and tell me you're a meat eater. That block button comes out real fucking quick, because that's just fuckery. It's 100% stupidity, okay? Don't do that shit. Was that it? I think that's it. Alright, y'all, I'm ready for the thumbs down. Like, subscribe, share. See you later.